It's World Antimicrobial Awareness Week, and health authorities are working to increase antimicrobial resistance awareness and encourage best practices among the general public, health workers, and policymakers to avoid the emergence and spread of antimicrobial resistance in the future. Antimicrobial resistance, AMR, occurs when bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites change over time and no longer respond to medicines, making infections harder to treat. We'll hear more in the following report from a recent JIS think tank.
Spread awareness, stop resistance, handle antimicrobials with care. That's the theme of this year's World Antimicrobial Awareness Week. There are concerns that antimicrobial resistance is making it difficult to treat animals against diseases, and that could affect our food source. Speaking at a recent JIS think tank, Senior Veterinary Specialist at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Dr. Susan McLennan-Miguel, explains the significance of the issue.
Scientists estimate that more than 6 out of every 10 known infectious diseases in people can be spread from animals, and 3 out of every 4 new or emerging infectious diseases in people come from animals. We need antimicrobials to treat, prevent, and control animal diseases, because if we do not, we will lose in our livestock to these diseases. And of course, livestock provides our animal protein. FAO indicates that 34% of global protein supplies comes from livestock. Without action to be taken now, by 2050, FAO reports that the global economy may lose more than $6 trillion annually US dollars because of antimicrobial resistance issue. Nearly 4% of gross domestic product will be affected. And in just 10 years, 24 million more people may be forced into poverty due to the antimicrobial resistance issue.
Dr. McLennan-Miguel also notes that the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries is trying to strengthen its approach to antimicrobial surveillance, monitoring, and testing here in Jamaica.
The monitoring programs are regular programs we do have that are continuing. They want to talk about the 6-year plan is a new adventure in terms of a surveillance program that is one of the components in our National Action Plan. So we are still going to be strengthening our lab support, and that is ongoing. And with that, we want to expand also our residue program. So we want everybody to be on board. We may have been taking just a few samples out there, but now that you understand the extent of what we're looking at, we have to take it in portions. So as the samples, and the good thing about the surveillance program, as you go out and collect the samples from the abattoirs or maybe the feed mill and on the farm, these samples now are going to be added to our data bank. And so it will expand to the other parts of our programs that are there. Remember, we have 3 programs coming out of this. We are collecting the samples. We are testing the samples, both for the resistant pathogens and also for any antibiotic residues or any other chemical or pesticide contaminants in the feed. And then the third thing now is the intervention, which is where we now will have to work with our partners out there to see if we can actually change people's behavior and increase good agriculture and hygiene practices on the farm.
PAHO's advisor for health services, Dr. Valesca Templeo, explains another way that antimicrobial resistance is linked to human activity.
We as a user, as a patient, we also play a role to completing our treatment to make sure that we are not giving the opportunity for those bacteria to become resistant. And other important aspect is do not share antibiotics. So sometimes we have a leftover, somebody have something that looks similar, so then we share the antibiotics, but maybe that's not the case. and maybe the amount that you give is not exactly the amount that the person needs.
World Antimicrobial Awareness Week began on November 18 and has been marked with a series of activities to increase awareness and understanding of global antimicrobial resistance through effective communication, education, and training. The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, is supporting the activities. You can visit their website for more information.